we're here live. Conversation live here in the studio. We got the man himself, Asaiah Ziv.
Hey.
What's good, bro?
It feels weird.
What, chewing gum on the mic?
No, it feels weird that I'm Asaiah Ziv.
Bro, Asaiah Ziv, man. Everybody's wondering, who is Asaiah Ziv? Why is Asaiah Ziv? Explain this to us.
Who is?
Why? I mean, the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? There's a name change. Nobody really knew who we were talking about yesterday when we were putting it out. I think some people that heard the song knew that, you know, we saw a lot of people on social media saying, oh, that's Kid. Wait, is it Kid? Is it not Kid?
Yeah.
Is it just some new cat on Hipsavvy that he's promoting? Like, what is it all about? So,
well, when I put it out, like, a lot of people were like, why'd you put that out? Like, it's obvious. I was like, that's the whole point, though. Like, I want people to be like, yo, what's going on? I wanted either of those people to be like, yo, that sounds like Kid. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. And then I purposely I didn't purposely, but it worked out with the Hipsavvy logo on it.
Yeah.
Because some people actually thought it was a new Hipsavvy artist.
That's funny,
and
dude.
It's like, no, it's like Kid. So it was cool that happened. And then, I don't know, everything just went really smooth. Like, I didn't know how it was going to go because it was weird because a lot of stuff happened quickly, but it didn't happen quickly. Like, I've been wanting to change my name forever. But, like, when it finally came to, like, changing my name, everything happened so quick. Like, I felt like I had no time, but...
And you went by the name Kid. I mean, since we've known you, since you were, like, 14.
Yeah.
Out here in Vegas, we met you, started doing shows with you and everything. The name Kid we know an artist named Kid. Like, we saw that with Lil Bow Wow. Like, all these names, like, people put these niche names on there because they're cool for the time.
Yeah.
For the season. Is it something you thought about when you started using the name Kid to start out? And how was that transition? Was it scary to even be like, I'm going to change my name? I have to rebrand everything pretty much.
Well, it's like when I had Kid, I didn't really think of it because I was only like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking like in the future. I didn't even think I was going to be like successful. So it was like, I was stuck with it. And like, so people that know me like way before, like before I was even like anything, I used to go by Kid Extreme. So that was even
Kid
more
Extreme.
worse. And I used to do like jerking music. Like that was horrible. So like that happened. Then I changed it to Kid just because it was like an easy substitute. And Kid Extreme was like super duper whack. And then like, I don't know, man, you just grow up. Like you just like, Kid just is not tight unless you're a kid and play. Like,
and you have. I mean, you're 18 now. The maturity has been evident in your music that you put out. I think it was January 4th or 5th. What was it? 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
When you dropped
4th,
Hipsavvy. I think everyone knew from there, like, okay, this dude's changed.
Yeah.
So I think it's good timing that you've changed your name now. What does Asaiah Ziv mean?
So Asaiah is Hebrew, and Asaiah means God created. So like Asa means to make or to create, and Yah is obviously like Yahweh.
Yeah.
So the proper so Asaiah is like God created, and then Ziv is Aramaic. So Aramaic, it means brilliance, radiance, or splendor. So it's like God created brilliance, radiance, splendor. So like the proper way to say it and like the right wording would be Asaiah Ziv.
Okay.
But no one's gonna say that. So I just kept it really American, Asaiah Ziv.
That's good.
But I wanted a name that will like Janae Aiko, like how her name is like everyone says it differently.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted that. Like people call me Isaiah, people call me Asaiah, people will call me Asaiah. Like anything, it's just dope because it starts conversation.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted a name that was like a name that could be like, man, is that his government name? But it's not. But it sounds like a government name. So
now, how does it feel? I know you started off saying it felt weird. How does it feel knowing that's the whole Kid thing is done?
It was crazy because like when I dropped it, like before I dropped it, I was like, man, I just want to get it over with. But like once I dropped it and like saw people's reactions, like, dang, dude, like Kid is like really done. Like
It's done.
Like if I can't turn back to it or anything. So it's like,
That was anybody reacting in a way that might have surprised you?
I didn't really. I was talking to Jay, and I like told Jay that I didn't really have any like expectations. I didn't want to have any expectations or like any like. I didn't want to have like a way of like, man, this may happen or this may happen. I just wanted to do it, and so like it was actually went better than what I thought it was gonna be. Like I thought a lot of people are gonna be like this is stupid. Like why would they do that? Blah blah. But a lot of people are like saying like, yo, like this is like on some whole nother level stuff. Like, and like I'm glad I dropped the song because that's what excited people more.
And I think the timing, like I said earlier, I think the timing you did with having Hipsavvy out already, people saw like there's a shift. I think maybe if you would have done it like you had the Murder My Flesh album and then just all of a sudden did it, I think it would have been more unexpected. But I think the way you did it and gradually got there where people could tell like, wait, this dude's actually more artistic than we knew or saw on Murder My Flesh. So then Hipsavvy comes out so they can start seeing that in your music. And I think you got a lot more respect when you drop that album. And then so now when you do this, you drop a new track with a new name. And now Hipsavvy's pretty much the brand now too, you know? I mean, explain that a little bit.
And that's what I wanted it to be. Like I told Chad and Rapzilla, like the whole Rapzilla team.
Yeah.
I told them like I didn't want to build Kid as an artist as much as I wanted to build Hipsavvy. Yeah. Because when you build an artist brand more than just like a brand in general, like say for example, me changing my name, that could like be a really bad effect if I didn't have Hipsavvy.
That's good.
And even like just in general, like artists to be real, like artists will eventually die out. Like every artist, like they're not gonna be an artist forever unless they make a classic album. Yeah. And you're still making money like Nas. I'm saying like unless you're in that position, like no one's ever gonna be like relevant in like years from their success. So it's like building a brand is more important than building an artist, because it's like the artists fall under the brand and that will like affect their career and make them successful. But at the same time, the brand is like what people want to be a part of. Like people want to wear Hipsavvy shirts. They want to go to Hipsavvy shows and scream out Hipsavvy. Like that's what they want to do. They care more about that than they would like Asaiah Ziv or Braveheart or like anyone, you know?
So can I ask you a question with the Hipsavvy? Is there like a specific direction or like statement that you want your artist to fall under?
Man, it's just real simple for me. Like I just wanted Hipsavvy to be an outlet not only for music, and I'm kind of getting more into it now because like I didn't really know what I was doing at first, but I just knew like God just gave me a dope idea. So like right now I'm working on like I'm getting like people that are writing books to like be like drop books that are under Hipsavvy, and like bloggers and like fashion stylists and like rappers and producers and singers, like anything. And I just want it to be an outlet for any type of truth and art. So it's like Hipsavvy just means like when hip hop meets knowledge, and just creating what you've always wanted to be a part of. Like I've always wanted to be a part of a group. Right. And every time I tried to be a part of a group, I always felt like the last man. And I was always like, yo, God, like, why am I always the last person in a group or the less important person in a group? And I was like, because you're not meant to be in a group. You're meant to create a group, and you're meant to lead a group. And so that I always ran with that, and I was like, create what you want to be a part of. Like, a lot of people are looking for, like, a place to, like, be in, or, like, a place to, like, feel accepted. Yep. And it's just like, yo, just create that place and find people who are the same as you and help them. So like that's what's my heart has been since like I've caught that whole Hipsavvy stuff.
And that's good, man. Not only is it something you created, but it's something that looks dope. The sound of what Hipsavvy's doing is really dope as well. You know what I'm saying? I know your boy Braveheart that you've been doing some stuff with. He dropped a little freestyle video on Rapzilla. I was checking that out, and you know, he's from Vegas too, so I think Vegas is making a lot of noise in the hip hop scene. And I was talking to DJ Wado today on the phone, and he's all the way in New York. and these cats are seeing what's going on in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important that you could start something like that. And you know you're not going to be rapping forever. So you know it's something with Hipsavvy.
And that's the thing, like, I don't want to rap forever.
Yeah.
Like probably out of everything that I enjoy doing, and it kind of sounds bad, but out of everything that I truly enjoy doing, like, rap isn't, like, my most enjoyable thing that I do.
So what's your most enjoyable thing?
I think my most enjoyable thing, like, is just branding, like, creating something and, like, building around it. Like the things that, like, you, like, the hype and, like, building, like, creating. That's, like, what I enjoy the most. But, man, like, I love making beats. Like, I love writing, like, blogs, like.
And tell us about that, man. This song, we're going to play it in a couple minutes, called Ziv, with the question mark. You know, you put that out with the name change to get everybody talking.
Yeah.
You made the beat. I know I saw all over social media, you know, people asking, who produced this? And they're asking all the producers that were reposting the picture, did you make this beat? You know what I'm saying? Wantel. There was a couple other people I saw as well. A lot of people don't know that you're making a lot of your own beats now.
Yeah. I started making
and
beats.
selling them.
Yeah. I started making beats because I was broke and I couldn't afford them. And I didn't know anyone. So I just started making my own. And then, at this point, I'm like 2 years in making beats, which is still, like, super, like, I'm not even in my prime. Like, like, my beats, I still feel are slacking, like, just a lot. So I'm hoping by, like, the next 3 years I could have something, like, even doper. But like, a lot of my stuff, like Hipsavvy, I produced probably like 85% of it with the help of Wantel. Bella Via I produced. Brave Arts, The Start I produced. And the new Ziv song I produced also.
That's dope, though, because it also goes along with the brand and carving your own way.
Yeah.
Having your own beats,
exactly.
You know? Making your own way.
Making your own way.
That's dope, man. So we're going to get into that song, Ziv. A lot of you guys heard it already. If you haven't heard it, we're going to play that right now. A really dope track. And the video dropped today, too. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Asaiah Ziv about not just the track, but the video. And, just what's up next for him. Is there a new album? Is there a new project? Is there a new artist? We're going to talk to him about that right after this. This is the new track, Asaiah Ziv, right here at Guerilla Cross. Speak Life Radio, GuerillaCross.com.
Scribble on these lines, I never elevate. Or in an elevator, thinking God had made me levitate. Circle circumstances in a stanza like I'm free to lie. And use propellers as my wings to fly, as if they're free to buy. Never crossed my mind, I'm free to die, guess freedom's still alive. I left the key in the ignition, waiting for someone to drive. On a lonely road with some friends that I think I know. On a stroll, wheels could only spin if rubber covers chrome. If rubber would've lasted, probably wouldn't be alive. Looking through the lens of Gandhi's glasses on my eyes. Whoa, passion was the answer, turn my lowest to my highs. Talking to a friend that's known to live beyond the skies. Goals covered with jewels, many are payable. I'll never put a dollar bill in the hand of a wolf. I'm colder than the top of the stove. Click, click, don't take too much to notice the times. Tick, tick, society.
Yeah, that's the new track, Ziv by Asaiah Ziv, formerly known as Kid. Explain that track to us a little bit, man. Really deep. The video's out, too. It dropped today exclusively on DJ Booth, and then everybody else started putting it up right after that.
Yeah.
Explain that video, man. Really, really dope video. Simple but deep at the same time.
Yeah. So when I started doing this song, like, I heard that sample, and I was like, man, like, that sample is like hypnotizing, like, just that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, like, I'm gonna chop that, and I'm just originally, like, I was just gonna rap over it with no drums.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'm gonna rap over the sample, but I wrote way too much to just rap over it, like, with no drums. So, like, I added drums into it and stuff, and then, like, I don't know, I just started rapping, man. Like, I didn't really have, like, a topic. That was, like, before I even, like, decided on using that track to do my name change, because I have more tracks.
Yeah.
I just used that one because I thought it fit best. And basically, I just wanted to put people in, like, my mind for a little bit on, like, the stuff that I think, just just about everything, like
Yeah.
about religion, just about like society, about music, just to show like, man, this guy, like, there's not to be like he's right or he's like that's a right way of thinking, because I know a lot of my stuff like biblically may not be correct to other people. So like I'm not trying to like put any like, yo, this is like the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to do none of that. But like this is just stuff that I think about, and I'm not gonna like hide it because of my faith. Like this is stuff that that really goes through my mind.
And I think it's good, man. We talked about that with Theory Has It last week, and with Peace 586 about the transparency in artists. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's good, because there's a lot of people that might have that same mindset, you know? And it might not be right. We're all learning. Yeah. There's nobody on earth that's always right.
No, everyone's confused.
Except me most of the time. But joking.
Quan's always right.
Joking, but
80% of the time.
80% of the time I'm right 100% of the time.
180% of the time.
Yeah. But I think that's good, because it's like there's things that go through my mind that I wouldn't always put out there, because it's like that's what's going on in my mind.
Yeah.
I have thoughts that, I mean, let's face it, even with religion, like Christianity is a faith.
Yeah.
You know? So we're believing something that we don't know 100% if it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? But we're choosing to live our life through that belief.
And see, that's the reality of it. And that's why, like, when a lot of people, I'm not the type of guy that's gonna like go up to like a freaking like Muslim or like and just be like, yo, you're wrong. Like your faith is like just wrong. And it's just like, or like a Mormon, and just be like, you're wrong. Because it's like the same way we're passionate about our faith, and the same way we believe in like Jesus, and we're passionate about the stuff that we say and like read, the same passion those people carry.
It's real.
So it's like the same way we think a Muslim's wrong is probably the same way a Muslim thinks we're wrong.
And when we go at them, they're gonna feel the same way we feel when they come at us.
Exactly. And at that point, it's like, but wait, like let's re-examine what really our Bible says about how we should act with our faith. Because instead of like always trying to be right and trying to like not accept and not appreciate other values and different like sources that aren't necessarily Christianity, we just close everything down.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is it. But it's like there's also like an aspect of like we live in a universe and we are human, and like this is the world, and you need to like notice what's going on in the world also, because that plays a part in our faith too.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like you said too, though, to put out where you do stand on things and not hide it because I'm a believer, so I can't talk about this. It's like, man, this is how I feel about life and love and others and what's going on in society. Like, I still need to, if I'm an artist, I want to still voice that, you know, but you see through a lens. I am a Christian, so you're seeing through that lens, and then you also have the lens of, well, I'm human, and I'm speaking through my flesh.
Yeah, and this is what I see. This is what I'm experiencing. Rather than, like, this is my faith. Like, this is what I'm experiencing right now at this current time.
And sometimes there's not a Bible answer for every opinion that we have as humans. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
And I think if you study deep, you could, find it a lot. But sometimes, when you're going through a situation, there's not always, you don't have that.
And like I'm still learning, man. Like I'm not like, but all I know is like I don't want to be one of those Christians that are like, man, like God just go with it. Like come on, dude. Like God just created you. Like why can't you just accept it? Why you gotta ask all these questions? Like I don't want to be one of those guys. Like it's like okay, like God created us and we're not meant to know everything. But why not try to like learn something? Like, don't you have any worries at all?
Yeah.
Like, don't you like worry about anything in your faith, or like worry about anything like in this world? It's like everything's just like.
I mean, you worry about if it's real or not.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
Do you ever consider that? Like, is it just like, this is it, and like God created it, and I don't need to know anything else?
Yeah.
Like, I refuse to be like that type of person.
Yeah.
I just
Pretty sure they call that ignorance.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got to dig in deeper and study. And I mean, the more you question, I think, the more you get closer to God. Because there was a time in my life when I went through some stuff in life, and it threw me off track. I grew up in church, grew up pretty much just accepting, like you said, like, God did it, keep going. You know what I'm saying? But then when it got to that point where I started questioning him, like, and same thing, like, a Muslim believes his faith as much as I believe mine. So who's to say that I'm the right one and he's the wrong one? You know what I'm saying? And I dealt with those questions. And the only thing it did for me is got me closer to God, because I got to get in the Word and really study, and even study some of the things they believe in, and realize, like, wait, some of this stuff doesn't make sense, and it is contradictory. And I think you get closer to God, and you get to know yourself a lot better like that.
Yeah, and like the thing with me and my brother Chris is, like, in our family.
Shout out Chris.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. And in our family, like, everyone's pretty, like, confident about what they believe in, and it's like, and like I said, aren't the ones that are like, let me go out and study. Like, my sister's really like, this is what I believe in, and boom. My dad's kind of like the same way. But me and my brother Chris, like, we're just not those type of just like people in general. Like someone tells us something and it's like, okay, you told us, but now I'm gonna go look it up and make sure what you're telling me is actually a real source. But other people would be like, okay, he's telling me he has this place of position, he sounds good, so I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm just gonna take this guy's word. And that's a lot of what religion is based on too. And it's like, yo, if you just like, maybe you should just go look at what that person's telling you, and you can learn that people lie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
And people lead off of their own understanding and not always like what's real.
And sometimes their own feeling. And I don't think it's always necessarily people lying. I think it's people being misinformed, and they're sharing that misinformation with other people like it's gospel truth. Like you said, not everything is the truth. And even things you're saying in your music, you're admitting it might not be 100% true.
And that's why I'm saying it, like what I say is like what I believe at this moment. Now, in a few years from now, I could be like, man, like maybe I wasn't matching up. Just like the same way I was when I was a kid. Like, when I listened to what I was putting out years ago, it's like, yo, like, this is whack. Like, like, I'm not saying anything, but it sounds like I'm saying something. And it's like, so just like the more you grow, the more you learn. And that's all I can say. Just learn, like, read. Like, it took me, I hate reading, but it took me reading to understand myself more. Like, because when you're just putting this like perception of what like reality and like life and like what you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to live, like, you just become that instead of like becoming what you're able to be. So
now, you were saying the song we played isn't the only song you have. You had a selection of songs you have, and you wanted to put out this song to kind of bring out the new name and everything. So what is next for you? Do you have a project you're working on, or you just kind of have tracks you're working on?
Man, I'm working on a short film. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I'm working on a short film with the homie Zach, Prize Productions, which is the guy who did the video for that. Like, that the way that video came together was just like crazy. He did a video for my homie Lee Williams. We all know Lee.
L-Dub.
L-Dub music. Yeah, he did a video for the homie Lee, which is one of my good friends. And I was like, yo, that video came out like really dope. And I guess Lee like made a connect, or he said something, and Zach was like, yo, kid, like, and blah blah, and like he hit me up, and we were planning on doing a video to Bella Via, but I was already like getting ready to change my name, so I didn't want to do that video. So we just did this one, and we kind of, and everything, it was just crazy how everything worked out. Like, we didn't write a treatment, like, we literally like got on FaceTime 3 times and made that video. Like, we didn't, and everything was so last minute. Like, I just came up with the concept of like watching the TV. He came up with the concept of newspapers. Then I came up with the concept of like writing on the wall, and it was just like bouncing off each other's ideas. And then last minute, he bought like a bunch of newspaper, and like he put on the walls. And as soon as I got to San Diego, like, I walked in the room and it was set up, and I was like, yo, this is sick.
Yeah, so, man, it was a dope concept, and like I said, it's a simple video, but really dope. Shot really well, man. So shout out. What's his name again?
Zach.
What's the company?
Prize Productions.
Prize Productions.
Yeah, so, hit him up, man, because like a lot of people.
Hit up Zach.
He doesn't have too much work out right now because he just hasn't like done a lot of like.
And I'll be honest, I'm surprised because Lee Williams actually showed me some of his previous videos, And I was like, are you sure you want to work with this dude?
And he's really, I don't want to speak for him because he may get mad, but he don't really like vibe with a lot of those videos. Like he don't even.
I mean, we've made beats. You know, I've made beats before for people that I didn't like the style of beat I was making for them, but that's the style they asked for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do things for money that artistically you wouldn't do. Yeah,
exactly. So like, I mean, he's at a good place, man. He's a really dope like young dude. Like, you know, he works out of San Diego. So if you ever wanna do a video, hit me up and I can make you that connect. So yeah, man, he's a dope dude. Like he's really talented for his age.
Yeah.
And he like really knows what he's doing. Like I remember he was just like speaking all this like weird language, like 4K and different courts and individually like we can shoot this. And I was like, yeah, bro, like sounds dope. So
that's funny.
So yeah, it came out dope though. I'm like super excited and really happy about the video. I hope it could get some placement on some like other like outside of CHH.
Yeah.
So I'm pushing for that next. It was dope that we got DJ Boot to premiere it.
And you've got a lot of work with DJ Booth lately. You know, you had that track you did with them. How's that connection been for you?
DJ Booth, man, they've been
as far as growth, like your fan growth.
Man, fan growth has been dope. Like I've gotten a lot of like supporters that aren't like necessarily into the music that I'm in, like, well, not into the music that I'm in.
The genre.
Yeah, into the genre that I'm in, that I'm involved with. There you go. Yeah, they're not really into that type of stuff, but like I get like, it's crazy. Like I've been getting a lot of like Dizzy Wright fans, like that are like, yo, you're dope. Like I've been getting a lot of like Absol fans and like Kendrick fans, and like I worked with a dude named Derek Luh, and like his whole camp, like they're like crazy, like exceedingly like getting known like by the hour. Like it's crazy. Like every single day their fan base is growing more and more. So man, it's just crazy how much you can do with social media and the internet.
Yeah.
And like you just do it, and you meet people and you talk to them, and that's it.
Now you have other artists affiliated with Hipsavvy, but Hipsavvy's not a label.
No, it's not a label. It's just all I can say it is right now, because I'm not really too sure what it is, to be really honest. It's a brand, so I want to be able to use the platform that I have to help artists that I believe in, and artists that are my friends, to help them and to give them like an outlet, because like my homies like got stuff to say. So it's like being able to use my sources or whatever I can do to help them build their brand.
Yeah.
Just build it under Hipsavvy, and just like we all grow as just like a TDE, or like, you know, just something like that.
Yeah.
A collective, I guess.
Now, I don't know if we could talk about label stuff, but are you even like affiliated directly with Infiltrate now?
We can talk about it. I mean, I would say that I'm independent now. I'm still affiliated, but I'm independent. So that's all I can say.
Okay.
I don't have a label, no.
So you're not on a label anymore. You're independent. So you can pretty much push everything exactly how you want to do. And I'm not saying I think Infiltrate did a great job with you.
Yeah, Infiltrate's like, we're like, like I said, I'm still affiliated.
Yeah.
But
so they're still doing a lot of help behind the scenes.
Yeah. So like what it is right now is basically we came to this thing where it's like Hipsavvy is my brand.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So Hipsavvy's it. That's it.
And I think we've seen Hipsavvy grow. I mean, because there's not a lot of artists on Infiltrate, so with you being pretty much the flagship artist on that, I think the Hipsavvy brand might have looked better than that anyways for you.
Yeah, for me. And like I wish I would have been more of like been able to build the Infiltrate brand more, but I think I was just more like, I knew what I wanted as far as Hipsavvy.
Yeah.
And I was just so focused on that it's just hard to like push Kid and then push Hipsavvy and then push Infiltrate.
Yeah.
I'm proud to have like been able to be a part of the camp, and like we're still like pushing and we're still building. So like I'm just grateful for dudes like Chad and Phil.
Yeah.
Because I just learned like I learned a lot just from all of them. Like and it's dope. Like we're still working on some stuff, and yeah, we have some dope stuff coming up for this year, so it's gonna be sick.
That's dope, man. So everything changed. All your social media changed. So let everybody know where they can find you now.
At Asaiah Ziv. Man, it's so weird because I'm just using like, at Kid, Kidd. But it's like now at Asaiah Ziv, ASAIAHZIV.
There you go.
And that's it.
How long did it take you to know how to spell it?
Asaiah Ziv. It's funny because like that's not how it's spelled. Like the real words, those aren't how the real words are spelled. Like Asaiah is Asaiah, so it's ASAYA, and then Ziv is Ziv, so it's ZEEV.
Yeah.
It's like I just did it in a more.
I mean, you're a hip hop artist, you know.
Yeah.
Like we never spell anything right anyway, so
Exactly. So
it works.
So yeah. So I mean, it's just gonna be weird, like having people hearing people call me that.
Yeah.
And then also like.
I mean, because we call you Kid on the regular, you know, that's your name to me.
It's just like friends and but I feel like everyone's still gonna call me Kid as far as like my friends and like my family, but all I really worry about is like building from here on out. Like fans can call me Asaiah and I just want the more, because I'm not like comfortable with where I'm at, like, and the reason why I'm not really like tripping about a name change is because I feel like my fan base is cool, but the difference between my fan base is there's like fans of me, like fans of Hipsavvy and fans of now Asaiah Ziv, that, and then I have another, so that's like all right, we could be real, like that's like 30% of my fan base, fans that are fans of Asaiah Ziv and Hipsavvy, and then the rest, the other like 70-80% of my fans are fans of Christian hip hop. That most of the time only go to my Instagram or go to my Twitter to discourage me and be like, yo, like why'd you say that, or like why are you taking pictures with a Wu-Tang shirt?
What the hell is it?
Yeah, why'd you say hell? Like stuff like that. And like honestly, and to be like real honest and real blunt, like I don't care like for people that aren't really supportive of me but are supportive of CHH and just like push me because I'm on Guerilla Cross and Rapzilla and Jam the Hype and stuff. Like that's not what's gonna like give me a career and like make a living for like me and like my family in like a few years, you know.
And I mean, you're an artist, so you want to make the art you want to make. And the people that accept it, you're still a Christian, you know, that's still reflective off your music. You know, and I think people need to start seeing that a little more. You don't have to preach in every song to still be a Christian and make dope music.
And that's what it is. Like, I want fans that are, like, fans. And that's it. Like, I want fans that I can be able to know, like, if this dude is, like, goes on a whole nother route, like, I'm going to be a fan of him. Not just a fan of him because he made a song with Swoop or because, like, he's on Rapzilla or he was signed to Infiltrate. Like, I don't care about that stuff. Like, it's just a plus. It's not where I am mentally and creatively. Like, I don't want to be at this place. Like, in the next 3 years, I want to be somewhere else.
But you're not pushing them off either, though.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'm pushing off people who are not fans of Kid or of Asaiah Ziv, like that are not fans of them, because I have a lot of CHH fans that are truly fans of me. And I'm down for those people. Like, those are my fans. And like, and I'm
but
not.
You just don't like the fans that are critics about everything. They're picking apart every little.
That are critics. Those guys that are like looking everything to like talk about Lecrae and like those type of guys. Like, I don't mess with them because those guys aren't fans of music. They're fans of religion and they're fans of like being a part of this like movement and like keeping this like. I don't know what it is. It's like they don't want to see it grow. They just want to see it stay there. And if it doesn't stay there, then you're not right.
And I think a lot of it's fear because the genre has been, you know, in a certain place for so long. I think it's fear seeing it grow and being scared that their favorite rappers are going to turn into like some evil demon people. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case. It's and the art is growing. The genre is growing. And, you know, me as a listener of hip hop, like I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like the sound of it is way better. I've been in it since '93, and I was talking to somebody about this last week. Going to the Christian bookstore and seeing all the CDs they had back in the day. There was like 1 or 2 rap CDs, and that's all you had to choose from, and they were really corny. You know what I'm saying? And so to see where it's at now, like with
It's tight.
the music you're making, with just everything on the West Coast with you, Jay, John,
Killing it.
Cats like even your boy Spazzy Rocket who did that
Killing
breakup
it.
letter and they blew that out of proportion.
They did.
Even Andy Mineo and Lecrae and KB, talking to him and seeing that these guys put in a lot of work to get to where they're at. And behind the scenes, man, I know you personally. Like, we talk all the time. Like, I know you're a Christian.
Yeah.
We talk about Christian things, you know what I'm saying? And everyone I talk to that knows Lecrae and knows people from Reach, like, same thing.
Exactly.
And I think that's what we need to focus on, instead of the one or two lines they might have said, or the picture they took with Kendrick Lamar, or the picture they took with E40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this is just really simple that I can say, and it's not saying it in a way of like, oh, like, so they can do what they want. No, it's not saying that. But I'm saying is stop holding this high standard of like what someone should be. And like you gotta allow people to grow within themselves and learn about themselves. Like, because I could drop something today and in 3 years I can like completely disagree with it. But it's like, as for you should just let me learn and let me like live. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me make music that I like to make. And throughout that time, I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna grow. But like a lot of this discouragement and stuff is like super depressing. Yeah. And I think when John did that interview with you guys,
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, like that was, I mean, as like personally for me, like he speaks for me, like there's a deep depression when you feel like you haven't met this standard, and it's like you get so far to realize like maybe I don't want to do this, like maybe I don't want to be involved with this, and it sucks because it's like I grew a fan of like Christian hip hop. And like I've seen let's not even say a fan of Christian hip hop, but like a fan of like the dope Christian hip hop, the artists, like for instance like the Swoops, like the Andy Mineos, like the Jay Givens, like the Propagandas, Beautiful Eulogies. Like I grew up but grew in Christ. Like when I got saved, like I grew into liking stuff like that because I was from like MF Dooms and the Dillas and like just a lot of the era of like hip hop. And to be honest, CHH doesn't really offer too much of that. And another thing. Well,
I wouldn't say that because it does and it is right now.
It does, yeah, it does. But this is what I was gonna say to clarify that.
All right.
Another thing that I think is like really whack is this whole like underground Christian hip hop. Like underground, that's underground. Like what do you mean like underground? Like Christian hip hop itself is a subgenre. Yeah. So how can you have a subgenre that's under a subgenre? Yeah. Like Christian hip hop is Christian hip hop whether you accept it or not. Yeah. And that's what it is. And like cats that are doing hip hop, and that's not a subgenre, bro. That's just hip hop. Like you just listen to hip hop. If you like John Gibbs, you'll like Outkast. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like Ruslan, you'll like the older hip hop and like from the like Dream Junkies and everything they're putting out and just growing into that. Like if you listen to that vibe, you'll like J. Cole, like you'll like Kendrick Lamar. And it's like it's hip hop, bro. Like there's no subgenre.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about you mentioned the John Gibbs interview, and he had said that just reading some of the comments on social media, you know what I'm saying, when you put a new song out or whatever the case may be, and the fans start attacking you, or not even fans. They're not fans if they're attacking you, but
CHH fans.
But I mean, they might not even be that. They might be Christians that hate hip hop in general and want to just bash everything
that rippity rap
that
stuff
they're doing. But is it something where you pay too much attention to the comments, or are you growing in that too, where it's like you won't even read the comments? Because I saw Jackie Hill put up the other day, like, I just remembered why I don't go and look at my YouTube comments. Like, remind me not to do that again, or, you know?
Nah, I mean, I could front and say that I don't, but I look at the comments, man. Like,
and does it bother you?
Sometimes. At first, it really bothered me. Like, it really did, because, like, I don't. And like it's not really much bothering. It's just like discouraging. Like why would you say something like that to a person? Like if you don't like the song, then don't like it. Like don't comment. Like just shut up. Like you don't have to go on people's stuff and tell them about how much you hate the song and how much you hate the person. Like you don't need to do that. Like if you don't like the song, just turn it off. Like it's pretty simple.
And I have somebody come at me on social media that I see in real life a lot when we go to Cali. When we go out to California for some of these events, and dude's super quiet and cool in person, and then on social media, he's gangster and trying to talk down and this, and this, and you're not doing this. I'm like, how come you don't talk like that in real life? And I think that's the problem. A lot of people think that they'll never see you, so they could say anything on social media with their keyboard. And a lot of times it's like a little 13-year-old kid thinking he knows what he's talking about, or some old Christian pastor that hates hip-hop, you know, commenting, and it's like, don't talk to somebody on social media different than you would talk to them in person having a conversation.
Right. Yeah, yeah, man. Well, I just learned to just like even with this Ziv song, like it was so far I haven't got like anything negative. I think I've seen like one negative comment, and like the comment, like the dude didn't even know how to spell right, so it's probably just like an 11-year-old kid on his laptop. Like, I don't really care about that. But like so far, like, comments have been cool. I'll give it like a week, but yeah, man, like, you know, like especially a song like Ziv, I'm already expecting people to like talk about it. Yeah. So I'm just like, man, I just been chilling. Like, right now I just try not. I went through my depression like stage. Like, I went through that stage where it affected me really bad, and that was it. But now it's like I'm at this place where it's like, yo, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna do music because I enjoy it, and for the little bit of fans out of my fan base that really appreciate it, I'm gonna make it for them. And
do you think that's something that every artist goes through? Is that depression stage? Because let's face it, everything we do, we want to be accepted.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I can't really speak about it, but it's art, man. Like, it's art. Like, any art that you do, like, you take pride in it, and it's like when someone it's like making food for someone, and then they like say this food is horrible, like, this is disgusting. Like, it's gonna hurt your feelings. Yeah. Like, you put a lot of time in cooking that, and for someone to not eat it and say it tastes gross, like, it's hurtful. Yeah. So it goes for the same in any arena. Like, you write a book,
especially when they're walking into your restaurant just to say how bad the food is. They're not even tasting the food.
Yeah,
they're just gonna walk in the restaurant like, hey, this food sucks. Everybody needs to leave.
Yeah. That's and that's even worse. Like, walking into someone's restaurant, sitting there, getting that free water. Like, they give you the water, you get the water, you drink the water.
You eat the free chips and salsa.
Yeah, you eat the free chips and salsa, and then you get the meal, and you're like, you dip your finger in it, and just, this is crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, if I could relate it to anything, I'm sure it's probably like that. But like, and that's for anyone. Like people who write books, like write blogs. Like, it sucks, man. Like, it really does.
Crazy. So be nice to people on social media. Quit being a jerk.
Guys. Just live out your faith. Don't tell everybody else how to live it out.
Yeah, you're a Christian, right?
Because you might not be right. And what sucks is when you proclaim how right you are, and then find out a year later, like, wait, I wasn't right.
AKA,
you know what I'm saying?
AKA kid.
AKA kid. So, man, no more kid. Kid is done. Asaiah Ziv is the new man. The new music.
Hi.
I'm looking forward to hearing more songs too, man. I know, just with your production, with the style of music you're making right now, I know it's gonna be dope. So I'm looking forward to that. And man, Hipsavvy, make sure you check it out. New website too. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So it's weird. So I did the domain stuff, but like I used a different domain thing. So like than I do with the website. So basically, I was supposed to publish the website today. And I guess I had to do something with the domain that's gonna take like 24 hours.
Okay.
So it's not gonna be up till tomorrow, which is whack because I wanted to drop this article, but I think I might just drop it through Tumblr or something just for today, and then wait till the website gets published.
Dope, man. Tell them what the website is.
It's thisishipsavvy.com. Like that little tag that you hear at the end of every single song. This is Hipsavvy. Yeah, it's about to be dope, man. We got I'm really excited. I'm planning on doing like this little EP and like a little short film. And then but like next up, like we just got Brave. So we're working on Brave's project. Which is like super dope too. So that's gonna be tight.
Dope, man. And it better be tight, man.
Brave's
be tight.
Brave's right there too.
Cameraman over there. But man, dope artist, dude. And like I said, man, there's a lot of talent in Vegas. So I want to see that work ethic with the talent just equate and go. Because, I mean, yeah, man, we've been working with Braveheart for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And dude is definitely a talented dude. And I believe in you, bro. I want to see you keep pushing. And, man, we got a lot of talent in the building. We got the Damage Crew in the building, Sway over there. We got Dusty Marshall over here. There's a lot of talent in Vegas. And
we in here.
And like I said,
Vegas
man, I've talked to a lot of people, and they know what's up in Vegas.
They do.
So we just want everybody who's listening that's in Vegas to support the artists out here, support the movements that are happening, that have been happening for a long time. Quit trying to do what everyone else is doing and support.
Exactly, and that's Hipsavvy. Be original.
Yeah.
Like create something different. Like be new.
That's good. So man, Asaiah Ziv, that's it right there. Make sure you check it out. This is Hipsavvy.com. Make sure you start following all his other social media.
At Asaiah Ziv is everything now.
So when you start tagging him.
It's also dope. It's crazy because like Facebook, we didn't have the ability to change my name again. So like, but like somehow like Chad got it to like change my name.
That's
so
tight.
like, but they're like, Facebook was like, this is it, bro. Like, this is your last. Because I had
this
like
is really real.
MMF.
Last time.
Yeah, I had like Kid, then Kid MMF, then Kid Hipsavvy, and then it's like now it's like okay, it's like a whole different thing. So it feels good to have every single social media handle one thing.
Yeah.
Because like before I didn't have the ability to have like everything was like different. It was like underscore like different things like MMF, Hipsavvy, and like now it's finally just like everything's Asaiah Ziv now. So.
And I think that's smart. A lot of artists out there that might not know that you need to have everything hooked up and linked up the right way.
It sucks if you don't, man. Because at first I didn't think it was gonna be that much like trouble, but once like throughout the years, it just sucks, man. People tag the wrong stuff, like you get like a known person like takes a picture of you and like tags the wrong name, and you get no followers. Like it sucks, man. Like
None.
Yeah.
So get up on your social media game. That's Asaiah Ziv, dude. I'm proud of you, man. And definitely looking forward to the new music coming out and just seeing where you're going to go from here, because I think it's nowhere but up. And, man, just keep making music. Keep making that dope art, dude.
Dope. Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to get into Speak Life Versus. Got a new challenger going up against Full of Faith. And this is a new track we're going to get into right now by Tragic Hero Winter. One of my favorite tracks of the month so far.
Tight.
Really dope track. And after that, we're going to get into James Garden with No One. And then we're going to come back with Speak Life Versus right here on Guerilla Cross, Speak Life Radio, GorillaCross.com.